Hi there my lovelies, this is Jana here, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to make something so simple you're not going to believe. It's going to look like you've been slaving in the kitchen for hours, but in fact it's faster than putting together a whole meal. We're going to make a savory tart and we're going to fill it with a lot of goodness, some freshness because spring, hello! So you're going to love it. Plus, if you don't like aubergine or eggplant, depends on where you live, this dish is sure going to change your mind. If it doesn't, I don't know what will. Maybe, perhaps my sandwich that I have made before. And to start with this dish, we're going to make a savory short crust pastry or a pâté brisé. And again, also super simple. But if you don't want to use a homemade short crust pastry, you can use a store-bought. And then if you don't want to use that, you can use a filo pastry or puff pastry. And to a bowl, we're going to add some flour and cold butter and some salt. I like to grate the butter sometimes because it's easier, but you can cut it in small cubes. It has to be very, very cold. And then you incorporate everything. It's going to look like a loose crumble. That's supposed to happen. You add 1 or 2 tablespoons of cold water. It has to be cold. And now we're going to wrap it in a cling film and put it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Easy so far, isn't it? So while the pastry is resting in the fridge, we're going to grill the eggplants. I don't salt them before because I think it works very well using this grilling method. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to slice them into half a centimeter thick slices. And we are going to grill it. I'm going to use my grill because I want that charred grill marks because the aubergine is going to be exposed, so it's going to be extra cute. But if you don't have one of those, you can use a regular pan just with a little bit of oil and some salt. And grill them on medium heat until they're golden brown on both sides. And reserve. And also, I'm going to use some cherry tomatoes because I happen to love them. They're beautiful and colorful, and here they're always in season. So I have access to them. They're super sweet, and for this dish is perfect. And then I'm going to add some salt and some pepper and a little bit of olive oil and reserve. Now, do you love onions? I absolutely love onions. I am going to add some onions. If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you want to saute the onions before you put it in a pie, wonderful, works well too. But I like the onions and I like the crunchiness when they're a little bit raw. So for me, it's perfect. And along with that, we're also going to add either basil, but I felt like adding sage because I love sage. I think it's a little bit wintry and I don't know, I love it. But you can use basil or you can use even oregano. That's totally up to you. You are going now to remove the pastry from the fridge and we're going to open it. It's not necessary to flour the surface because this pastry has a lot of oil. What I like to do is to make a cross using the rolling pin. This way it's easier to spread. Now, one of the beauties of this dish is that it's supposed to be perfectly imperfect. You know, it's rustic, so there's no wrongdoing here. The way you put it together is the way it's going to look, and it's going to look beautiful no matter what you do. So don't try to, my advice, so don't try to make it look pretty because that's not necessary. Now we're going to assemble it and going to put it in the oven, and that's it. brush the sides of the pastry with a mixture of ketchup and mustard and water or oil, because the combination of those three is going to guarantee that this side here, this excess pastry, if you will, it's going to be super crusty and super brown. Now, super golden actually. Now, add a little bit more of the herbs and finish with the tomatoes, because I think it's extra pretty this way. And we're going to put it in the oven, and that's that. So, what do you think of this recipe? Isn't it just gorgeous? I think it's gorgeous. I love it. And you know what else? I love it. It's because it's simple and it looks so nice. It doesn't matter what pastry you use, puff pastry, phyllo pastry, or your homemade short crust pastry. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. What is not up to you is that you have to make it. You have to promise me that you're gonna make it, because this is so delicious. You know what else? Kids love it. And get kids involved in the kitchen. Get them to help you, to get interested, you know, to develop the taste for food, the taste for making food. I think this is a value that it's super important for kids to learn. The value of food and how gratifying it is when people eat the food that they made and then they like it. So this is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. This is one of my favorites. And it's always one of my favorites, because if it's not one of my favorites, I'm not making it. Simple as that. So if you make it, please tag me on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe to this channel, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my website, because if you do, you're gonna get a free ebook. Yes, you will. So this is it for today. See you next time. Have a wonderful week. Bye.